Ladies and gentlemen, let me read you some good news. You're going to hear a lot more of this in the next couple of months. What you see today is not going to be what you see next month or even next week. Okay? After Tuesday, Bernie Sanders is almost certainly going to drop out. If he doesn't, they're going to, the Bernie dossier is waiting. But to my super chat, thank you so very much. You give me every incentive to rock these live streams, ladies and gentlemen. And let me just read you this. Dow soars nearly 2,000 points in rebound from biggest drop since 1987. It was a lucky Friday this is NPR, by the way, today. It was a lucky Friday the 13th for Wall Street. The Dow Jones Industrial Average soared 1,985 points, more than 9% on the same day President Trump declared a national emergency to deal with the virus pandemic. It closed at 23,185. The S&P 500 index also jumped more than 9%, closing at 2,711. The rebound comes just one day after Blue Chip Stocks Index posted its biggest drop since Black Monday crash of 1987. Trump said the emergency declaration would free up as much as $50 billion for state and local governments to deal with what's going on. He also asked every state to set up emergency operation centers. Okay. Investors are hopeful as Congress appears to be getting closer to passing a measure to help cushion the blow of the what's going on, which has jammed up or shut down many parts of the U.S. economy. The European Commission announced several economic measures as well, and the Federal Reserve and European Central Bank are taking aggressive steps to help banks and other businesses. The Trump administration announced a series of measures intended to speed up testing. On Thursday, the Dow fell 2,352 points, or about 10%. So, major stock indexes are down at least 20% from their record highs, which puts the bear market territory, into bear market territory after an 11-year winning streak. The Dow has fallen nearly 6,400 points since February 12th. So this is not a sell-off based on fundamentals of stocks or a real estate bubble or some kind of dot-com bubble. Okay? Mike here's. We can get through this. Go, HA. Exactly, Mike. Exactly. We can definitely get through this. So, if you look, Mike here's, thank you. If you look, and if you just look right here, okay, if you look at, this is January 13th. Investors are counting on earnings rebound in 2020, but you just look corporate profits. There's nothing really wrong with, well, there's everything good with the economy. The economy was doing very well. The economy is doing very well. You had record low unemployment. You still do. It's still at record lows in unemployment. You had up until recently record highs in the stock market. So after-tax corporate profits hit record levels. So corporate profits are up. So it's like February 10th. So let's just see here. Trump's economic scoreboard. This is a Forbes article. And oh my God, why is my computer? It always does this. I swear to God, like, what is going on? Basically, there's no reason for this massive sell-off, aside from the short-term economic impact. So there will be a short-term economic impact. That's true. That's true. But it's like you can't really look at what is taking place right now and say, well, this is because Trump's economy was horrendous. No, Trump's economy was very, very good. I love to when you when you look at anything good with Trump, there's like a whole bunch of articles. Well, it's not really Trump's economy. It's President Obama's economy. Trump didn't make this economy. February 5th, 2020. It's 2020. Like, Trump didn't make this economy. The economy's really good. And then the market goes down. Yeah, it's Trump's economy. It's horrible what he's doing. Let's just look here. Washington Post. GDP, U.S. economy grew at 2.3% in 2019. The slowest of Trump's presidency. Of course, the computer is just slow as can be. Anyway, the hysteria over this is going to subside. There's a hysteria over this, coupled with the fact that media just wants to paint everything Trump's fault. So, everything's Trump's fault. So, every single thing that we see is Trump's fault. Here, U.S. companies brought home more profits from overseas, Wall Street Journal. But here, there's a whole bunch of other articles talking about how the fundamentals of Trump's economy are great. And you look, and it's like, okay, the sell-off. Were you running to the supermarket like it was a dystopian novel 2 weeks ago, a week ago? No, you weren't. It's just this is an unforeseen occurrence. Trump couldn't predict this. And here, this is the Washington Post. Okay. So Obama and Biden can't take credit for the soaring Trump economy. This was just in 2019. The numbers are in. The Trump economy still soars. Okay. Wages rising. Incomes are soaring. 5 million Americans lifted out of poverty. So February 4th, 2020, Trump promotes low unemployment and rising wages in State of the Union. Just that wasn't that long ago. The numbers are in. Trump economy still soars. So you can look. April 26, 2019, Trump defies doubters with surging economy. But that was still going on, like I just read, in 2020. U.S. economy, November 3rd, 2018, the economy is still soaring. Donald Trump, not so much. Here we go. June 21st, does Trump deserve credit for the economy? So when things are going great, they just don't want him. They don't want to talk about anything to do with Trump. Todd Rubel! Ironically, I'm planning on staying in the Trump International in New York, and they won't refund my stay if I wanted to cancel. I'm sorry to hear that, Todd. They should. They should. They should. Every business should refund. If people have to cancel, that's wrong. So that's wrong of Trump International or. January 12th, 2020, Trump's economy is booming. So just a couple months ago, good news for America, bad news for Democrats. This is January 12th, 2020. So you look and it's like there's just good news up until recently. And then you have a huge problem because just almost within a couple of days, it finally hit everyone. Okay, you got to take it seriously. That doesn't mean... So the Democrats are in for a tough year. President Trump's economy is roaring, completely debunking the left's pessimistic narrative about economic growth. Economy adds 145,000 jobs in December. See, I just was trying to find... It took me a million years to find one article I could read because my computer was slow. And it's anything good about Trump, it's they hide it on page 5 of the Google search. Economy adds 145,000 jobs in December. Unemployment rate holds at 3.5%. It is still at a record low. So tell me how the fundamentals of this economy warrant a sell-off. Tell me how we're in some kind of bubble or credit bubble, housing bubble. Are banks engaging in credit default swaps? The Democrats are in for a tough year. President Trump's economy is roaring, completely debunking the left's pessimistic narrative about the economic growth. According to figures released Friday by the Bureau of Labor Statistics, a record 158.8 million Americans are now employed, while the unemployment rate continues to hold steady at a 50-year low of 3.5%. With more job openings than there are job seekers to fill them, our strong and growing economy has truly reached full employment, an elusive milestone that means we are butting up against the limits of how quickly we can expand the labor force. Trump's economy benefits low workers, opposite of what Democrats falsely claim. This is especially great for new workers because companies with job openings to fill are increasingly having to compete with each other to attract employees. But the remarkable employment figure is only a part of the story. According to the most recent week, this is just a couple months ago in January, late January, weekly report from Labor Department, jobless claims have fallen to 214,000, fewer than experts had expected. Moreover, the service sector, which accounts for nearly 80% of the gross domestic product, experienced a significant boost last month, suggesting that demand for workers is continuing to increase. The incredible economic figures are a nightmare for Democrats who have spent the last 3 years warning voters about impending economic doom. Well, they didn't see... They didn't realize that this would take place. So, they didn't realize that this would take place. This, ladies and gentlemen, this is unforeseen. So all of this is unforeseen. These incredible economic figures are a nightmare for Democrats who have spent the last 3 years warning voters about impending economic doom. Time and again, those on the left have attempted to manufacture panic over anomalous cherry-picked or just plain misunderstood data points, using them to justify their fanatical insistence that President Trump's policies are destined to begin the next Great Recession. But the recession hasn't come for good reason. Contrary to Democrats' talking points, President Trump's pro-growth economic agenda succeeded in strengthening the private sector and unshackling America's entrepreneurial spirit, leading to the creation of more than 7 million new jobs across America. The average American saved $1,400 on their federal income tax in 2018. Meanwhile, his common-sense approach to slashing regulations put in place by his predecessors freed workers and business owners alike from bureaucratic micromanagement that had stifled economic growth in this country, sometimes intentionally for years. So, just in January, late January, This article, or sorry, January 12th, middle of January, this article was written. It's now March, 2 months later, and suddenly the sky is falling, and there's a panic. So, it's like there's no need for the panic to set in. For this panic to set in, and Democrats say, but see, the thing is, like, people know that you're not going to get better under a Democrat in the White House. You're not going to get better. It's not like they're able to to foreshadow or to predict these unforeseen events. What's taken place recently has nothing to do with Trump. No, like President Obama or let's say Clinton won, they wouldn't have predicted and they wouldn't have stopped what's taking place. So, and they were criticized. You could look up the infectious diseases when they were in office. The spread of, you could look up the reaction to how they handled these types of situations, and it was horrendous. So, but you'll see, like, this what's going on right now in terms of the economy, what's going on right now is definitely not what you're going to be seeing. Because when there is a rebound, people, like, a lot of people are going to go to the stores. A lot of people are going to go out to dinner. A lot of people are going to live their lives again. And the money that they're saving momentarily by staying inside, they're just waiting to spend. Americans love to spend. This is December 20th, 2019. Will the strong economy make Trump win? Democrats' 2020 economy dilemma explained. Things are pretty good. Maybe it's okay to admit it. This is actually a decent article by Vox. So, that's the thing. It's like the Democratic Party is just cruising for a monumental defeat in November because they don't really stand for anything. What they stand for, is simply just despising Trump. That's it. They just despise Trump. So if you vote Democrat, you're voting against Trump. You're not voting for something. You're not really voting for something. That's what that's what they don't get. So if you look at the St. Louis Fed, all the economic indicators point to a great economy. Even Vox had to admit, things are doing really well a couple months ago. So, let's see. Let's see what's happening with Bernie Sanders. So Louisiana canceled its primary. Now Bernie has yet another reason to drop out because he can't really have any rallies right now. So the campaign rallies canceled. It says blow to Trump and Sanders. Biden not so much because nobody's going to Biden. There is no Biden voter. There's a Hillary Clinton voter who's simply voting for Biden to take out Bernie. Did I tell you? I mean, you got to give me credit. What is it, like 20 minutes in? 20 minutes exactly in. Hillary Clinton's going to be nominee. Yes, I said it. Yeah, I said it. And I'll say it again. So Bernie, once Bernie doesn't win, because Democrats will go out on Tuesday. And I'm not talking about Bernie support. I'm talking about like the average Democrat who can't stand Trump. So dislike of Trump is far more of an incentive, at least in the Democratic primary. Maybe not in the presidential primary, but in the Democratic primary, it's far more of an incentive to ensure Bernie doesn't become nominee because they cheated him in 2016. And then you have the same pundits who can't possibly say too much bad about the Democratic Party. Like people, like okay, a lot of the pundits on the left, what they'll do is, and these are the major like hundreds of thousands of like millions of subscribers. What they'll do is they'll say, we're going to fight the establishment and we don't like the Democratic Party, but then they funnel votes back into the Democratic Party because they say, well, you can't not vote Democrat. You just have to fight the good fight. And at the end of the day, if you succumb to the Democratic Party, it's just, you know what, we'll try to revamp it again. And that's what causes them to get steamrolled and cheated all the time. But they would never want to become me or you or anyone who votes Trump. The president feeds off mega crowds. So does Vermont Senator. Former vice president is more comfortable one-on-one. Yeah, right. Yeah, I bet he is more comfortable one-on-one. This is NBC. This is hilarious. You know it's bad when President Trump is canceling campaign rallies. The massive gatherings of loyal devotees are events he feeds off and are central to his re-election strategy. I love this. Whip up the base. The base is 63 million people. I don't believe this. Like, Democrats have a large base, so does Trump, and Trump's base is far more diverse, especially in terms of thought, than the Democratic base. Democratic base is always vote Democrat no matter what. That's it. Trump's base is not necessarily like that. There are a lot of never Trump Republicans, but he just happens to have a 90+% approval rating because he's a good president within the Republican Party, and he happens to be a Republican. But if you had John McCain, Mitt Romney, Jeff Flake, Paul Ryan, you have Republicans who didn't like Trump, who actively worked against Trump. Greg Landry, love the Lions. Number 12. Yeah. Well, you know what? I have a whole bunch of beanies and hats, and this is just one that I hadn't worn, but thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. Yeah, I kind of Barry Sanders is one of my favorite players of all time, but Lions storied franchise. Thank you again, Greg. Thank you, Greg. Greatly appreciated. And I'm on 3 and 4, 5, 8. Louisiana already isn't exactly germ-free. Love the place. Yeah, that's true. Adam on 3 and 4, 5, 8. Thank you, Greg Landry. Thank you, Adam on 3 and 4, 5, 8. Thank you. Yeah, I think with everything they had experienced, with the hurricane and everything they experienced, I think they want to just make sure that they don't get anywhere close to that. But the interesting thing is that Bernie Sanders, on Tuesday, you have Ohio, you have Michigan. No, I'm sorry. You have Ohio, you have Arizona, Ohio, and then you have Arizona, Ohio, Illinois, and Florida. So he's going to lose all three. So it's like, I don't know what he's like. What's the deal? Like, why is he even? He's not even going to think of. I don't even think that he would continue running after March 24th. But I think that he would seriously consider dropping out after March 17th, because Democrats are going to say, "What are you doing?" It was different on because people say, "Oh, you said that how Bernie can win." It's like, I never said that after July 5th. The whole thing's nonsense anyway. J-Man, J-Man, thank you. I respectfully disagree, and here's why: because it would destroy their own economy. Because it's hurt them, I think, a lot more than us. J-Man, thank you. J-Man, thank you. I think the only rebuttal, respectfully, to that, J-Man, is that it would hurt. It hurts them a lot more than us. I think ultimately these, like, if you have scientists and you have the CDC, they should constantly be making vaccines for... They shouldn't be waiting to make the vaccine. This is what I don't understand. They're like, well, it takes a long time to make vaccines. Well, then we learned about this, in December or January? So then why is it such a big deal now? Well, it takes a long time. Well, there should be, and this is where the profit motive comes in. So, Milton Friedman, where are you? But this is where the profit motive comes in. You should have already had a vaccine in place for this. If you know that something's on the horizon, then all these organizations, or even in the United States of America, we should just have the CDC should just have a department simply for vaccines of things that aren't an issue. Revco! It seems that allowing a foreign nation to control our essential industries would be a key focus to bring back to the U.S. China made threats over it. Yeah, well, that's in terms of the Revco, in terms of the steel industry, the alloy for fighter jets. There was only one manufacturing plant, melting plant or manufacturing plant, and then after Trump imposed the tariffs, that plant hired people, and definitely there's national security implications. Definitely, especially the steel industry. Even if they say, well, the steel industry is contracting. It's like, well, yeah, but the CEOs, they understand that whether it's technology or market factors, the short-term repercussions of tariffs might not be great, but it's a long-term strategy. The tariffs are not a long-term play, but the strategy is you negotiate now while you still can, because the United States economy is still in a position to negotiate. In 20 years, we will be third behind China and India. So, Revco, thank you. And I'm on 31458. Bernie is trying to look tough while making his wimpy decisions. It won't work in the end. Seeing him endorse Hillary will be a very sad moment. It will. And I'm on 31458. It will. And I'm on 31458. I think both of us will feel sad. But there's only a silver lining of vindication that all of this is a charade. That's the way I look at it. It will feel sad, but there would be a silver lining of vindication in that, my God, This whole thing was a charade. Bernie's going to vote alongside Max Boot and Bill Kristol. My God. Cool Blue 71. Michigan resident here. Margins spread between 18 to 29. Bernie, 65. Biden. Voters was 110 points. No such problem in 2016 Republican primaries for Trump. Spread of 60 points or worse also happened in 2016. These are divided. Exactly. They're divided. Cool Blue 71. That's a great point. That's very, very interesting. I kind of knew that, but I didn't understand the huge disparity. The interesting thing also is that Cool Blue 71, Democrats face an existential crisis in terms of their Democrats face Cool Blue 71 an existential crisis in terms of their their ideology. The average Democrat doesn't have policies that people really excited. The younger Democrat wants policies that are not feasible, but get people really excited. So they keep on the establishment keeps on deceiving the younger voters, saying, okay, if you vote for us, you'll get this. And then at the end of the day, they just have this battle on social media. And then they're going to lose. They're going to blame each other. And they're going to go with Hillary again. And she's going to say, well, I didn't even want to go. Cool Blue 71, thank you. Mitchell Smith. HA, another example of how President Trump is a counterpuncher. The meisters of the economy, economics, and history have studied situational adversity such as this. Fantastic live feed. Thank you as always. Thank you, Mitchell Smith. Thank you. Yeah. I think that the interesting thing is that Paul Kersey. Hello. Thank you, Mitchell. The interesting thing is that whereas you and I and everyone here we're basically. This is a sports analogy. We're basically Yankees fans rooting for Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig during a stretch where the Yankees have lost 3 out of 4 games someplace, which I'm sure happened. Maybe not 3 out of 4, but they probably lost 2 out of 4 games in 1929. And the Democrats are sports writers saying, that's it, you see, that's it. The Yankees are done. It's like, well, during the season, 160 games or so, during the season, Trump is eventually going, the economy is going to rebound, and people are just saving their money to spend it. Americans love to spend. The money that isn't spent this month or next month will definitely be spent this summer. Once people can once people are given the green light to go to festivals or whatever, oh my God, they're gonna go. So Cool Blue 71, thank you. Mitchell Smith, thank you. So the economy will rebound. Stock market's already rebounding. Stock market's already rebounding. So it's like it's just a matter of time. That's right. He wants to take everyone's AM PM 13s. Biden's like, hey, so I take your AM PM 13. It's like they still haven't explained how taking the possession of a law-abiding citizen helps prevent criminals from engaging in crimes. They still haven't explained that, but it sounds good to them, so they're going to roll with it. It sounds good to them, so they're going to roll with it. Cool Blue 71, thank you. Thank you again. Mitchell Smith, thank you. Michelle. You always have to be positive because look who the adversary is. You're talking about the biggest buffoons and imbeciles on the planet. If your political adversary is the Democratic Party, you just sit back and wait. Because when it's the eighth inning, and you're down by 1 run, their shortstop's gonna throw the ball away. The pitcher will give up a 2-run homer. The manager will get into an argument with the umpire. Just wait. If you're rolling against the Democratic Party, you're okay. Rick, hello. That's awesome. You're okay because the thing is, it's like there's a reason that Biden. There could be it could be Waterworld, Mad Max, Escape from New York, Escape from L.A., every dystopian novel, and Biden would be just fine because there is no passion for Biden's campaign. That's why Hillary is going to be nominee. This is perfect. Do you think that Democrats, this is even more confirmation. Do you think Democrats want to roll with Biden during any crisis? Oh my God. At least look, you say what you want about Clinton. If you're watching this channel, we all have the same views of Madam Secretary. But the only difference is that I'm telling you she's the only chance they have to win. She's the only chance they have to win. So the issue here is that this whole situation with everything going on, they're actually forced to be like, oh my God, how are we gonna take? Oh, the Joe Biden had a virtual town hall. He couldn't get it up. In more ways than one, he couldn't get the town hall. Virtual town hall. Oh my God, that's hilarious. Oh my God, that is hilarious. Joe Biden, virtual town hall. Technical trouble spoiled Joe Biden's virtual town hall. Oh, CNN. Dun, dun, dun. Technical trouble spoils. Hey, time. Windows 98. Hey, small. Ding bong. Hey, man. Hey, man. Windows 98, man. What's going on, man? Come on now. Come on, people, now. Try to love one another right now. Slubba-dubba. Hey, now. What's wrong with my virtual town hall? Oh, let's see here. This is hilarious. Vice President Joe Biden's first virtual town hall was a technical calamity. First of all, don't take they are not doing this. They're not doing this. They're doing this on purpose. This is not like, oh my God. This is not like they were trying. Okay, they were not trying. Okay, no way were they trying. They were not trying to have his virtual town hall work. Okay, that's not the way it works. His campaign plan was straightforward. Biden had canceled the Chicago rally, so he would invite Illinois residents to do an online event Friday instead. Oh, Zoom. It just didn't work. Oh my God, my computer's not working too. I think Biden messed with my computer. It's either that or the Russians. God. That is hilarious. Biden's virtual town hall. He's like, Apple IIe, slim it down. Spark up these Apple IIes. Let's rock and roll. What's wrong with the Apple IIe? Biden virtual town hall disaster. It was a complete disaster. Joe Biden holds virtual town hall. It was an unmitigated disaster. Words cannot describe how bad it was. Oh my God. Yes, this is so great. He couldn't get the Facebook. Like, honestly, look, I'm pretty bad in terms of technology, but I'm not running for president. This is a little bit different. I'd get somebody who knew what's going on. Listen, man, you want to step outside the virtual town hall? Come on now. Come on, people now. We believe truth over facts. And these things are self-evident. Come on, man. You know the deal. The thing, the guy, the dude. He's like the Big Lebowski at age 100. Hey, you know, man, dude. Come on now. Come on, people now. Smile on your brother. Everybody get together. Try to love one another. Slip it about AM 13. You get Biden virtual. What happens when you combine a candidate who doesn't know where he is half the time with a campaign team that can't piece together the know-how to do a Facebook live stream? Gee, that's funny. His Facebook live stream didn't work the day after he put the Clinton 2016 top official on as his campaign manager. It's just a coincidence. You know, take your tinfoil cap off, H.A. Badman. It's just a coincidence. Oh my God. Oh my God, that's so funny. On the floppy disk on his dandy. Hey, why isn't this Walkman working? Slap it about. Floppy disk. I'll show you a floppy. Slabba labba ding dong. Oh, Biden. Why do we have to endure this? Like, every segment, I'm like, singing like I'm telling people exactly what's going to happen, and people are like, not here, not this amazing live stream, not my live streams, but like my uploads, because everyone thinks it's going to be Biden. They're not seeing maybe a month ahead. It's not Biden. It's Hillary. I will have made the biggest political call of all time, but you know what? I know what they're going to do. That's just the way it is with me and Democrats. Like, nothing comes easy. Nothing comes easy. In Joe Biden's virtual town hall, he gets the time frame between now and November wrong by over a year. I can't do that for another 2 years. Actually, another year between now and November. He's holding the phone. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. This is the best thing I've ever seen in my life. Meanwhile, Bernie's like, I'm right here if you want me. I know exactly what to do. I'm lucid. I'm paying attention. I'm lucid. If you want me, I'm here. I am right here if you want me. Nah, it's okay, Bernie. Like Bernie Sanders is actually the only candidate they have that is functioning. Like, he is a functioning candidate. He's actually far better than Biden as a candidate, but they don't they don't want him. Oh my God, this is so funny. It's like, I am going to enjoy and relish every second when Clinton becomes vice president nominee, whatever. It'll happen, ladies and gentlemen. Let's look at hashtag Hillary. I'm still with her. I'm still with her. The View wants Hillary Clinton to be vice president, so there you go. She warned us. I know. She warned not about what's going on, but she did warn us. I'm the last thing standing between you and the apocalypse. Well, first of all, this is a fake apocalypse. One of my amazing subscribers, I said she'd run herself. Yeah, she's going to run herself. Here we go with the specifics. She's going to run herself the day she gets the nominee, then she'll run. She gets the nomination July. She still have August, September, October. She still has August, September, October. Revco! HA, you and Steve Crowder need to collab on your Sanders impersonations. It would be epic. I would love that. Also, I lost my in a boating accident. I hope that you get it back. He's coming for the AM/PM 13. Look, whether she runs herself after she's nominee, whether she runs before, whether she becomes vice president, and then it's the ACL tear, who knows? All I know is that eventually Clinton will be nominee. When you vote on November, it will be two boxes. It won't be Elizabeth Warren it'll be Trump and Hillary Clinton again. Trump and Hillary Clinton again. So I know, I was like, I can't tell you exactly what, I can't tell you how it happens exactly, but it'll be Clinton versus Trump. I was very honest. I don't know how it's going to happen. So, she literally and figuratively warned everyone breathing in America, every breathing being in America. Yeah, this is a horrible life for Democrats. Actually, what's going on lately is like the best thing for Democrats. They're like, oh my God, great. Yes, can we have more? Yes. They're like so happy. They're so happy with everything. Yes, this is fantastic. This is amazing. If only we could wake up from this nightmare and President Hillary Clinton would be leading us through this crisis. Yeah, just like she's led us through many crises. Wow, it's the great leadership skills. What difference does it make? Yes, keep on thinking this, though. This is fantastic. Keep on thinking this, though. Yes. Keep on thinking this. Shrimmadabal, AM, PM 13. You don't need an AM, PM 13. Or 12. Why? Why do you have the F-35? Why do we have 11 aircraft carriers? Oh my God, the Hulu documentary. Please, just let's go. Let's go. Trying to look at and see like the I'm trying to look at all is so many people who are I'm still with her, and it's just they're ratcheting up the intensity. Could you imagine how messed up we'd be if the person handling all this had once used a private email server? Yeah, it'd actually be a million times worse because she would still have the emails, the servers. They don't get it too. They don't understand there's top secret intelligence on servers outside of the United States government. See, they don't care. Adam on 3458. The Big Lebowski. Now I'm thinking of the bowling alley scene. I watch that now like every week. Just it kind of helps me through the political turmoil. The last Adam on 3458. You talking about the last scene where oh my God. Steve Buscemi. Okay, I'm not gonna tell but like one of the last scenes. Yeah, the best though is afterwards. I don't want to ruin it for anybody. You have to, if you haven't seen The Big Lebowski, it's one of the great movies of all time. Are you talking where he throws you know what, and then like the wind goes back? It's so funny. The losers will always lose, Lebowski. It's about respect, man. Oh, I love it. The bowling alley. Oh, okay. No. Okay, the bowling alley. There's numerous bowling alley scenes with Jesus. Oh, that's the Jesus one is the best. Nobody messes with the Jesus. Oh my God, that was awesome. There's a whole bunch of different bowling alley scenes. They're going to actually, it's going to be so amazing to see it all happen. I'm telling you, if it's Armageddon and the apocalypse or fake apocalypse, I'm just going to go ahead and I'll be like, before I'll just be like, the Jesus one. The Jesus one. Oh, nice. Okay. He's like, I'm gonna take that piece and make sure. Oh my God, that's so good. I'm gonna have to watch that tonight again. That's so great. I love it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am gonna be back. All right, so Biden's town hall was an unmitigated disaster. Oh my God, that's the best. You know what? I'm going to do a segment on that later tonight on H.A. Goodman's. Oh, no, on this live stream. So be here by about 10:45 p.m., ladies and gentlemen. 10:45 p.m. Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines. Thank you so very much, everyone. God bless. Remember, everything's going to be fine. Just like the Naughty by Nature song, everything's going to be all right. And Bomb 31458, thank you as always. Thank you as always for your support. Thank you as always for your support. Everybody, Mr. A, thank you. I know a really, really wonderful Mr. A, by the way. Everybody, thank you. To my super chat, thank you so very much. I will see you in a couple of hours on this channel. Be here on this channel, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to talk about Biden's fantastic digital expertise. Thanks, everybody. God bless.